Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to learn about the Crossplane. So Crossplane is an open source Kubernetes extension. It's a CNCF project. From the Crossplane, we can build platform with Kubernetes resources. It's a multi-cloud control plane. It's an alternative IAC tooling to Terraform, AWS CDK or Pulumi. The advantages of Crossplane is the drift reduction, no external code management, and it will act as an infrastructure as a code. So for example, you want to create an S3 bucket in AWS from the Kubernetes. So we will use the Kubernetes operator within the Kubernetes to create an S3 buckets. So in this diagram, you can see that we are the user here, and we will apply and some YML files, and YML files will uh, directly create our resources in AWS account with the help of the control plane API. Okay, so let's start with the installation of the Crossplane. So this is my GitHub repository where I have maintained all my steps. So let's copy here. Let's install the Crossplane and add the repo. So first of all, we need to add the Crossplane repository in our cluster. Then we will install. Then we will let's search for Crossplane and search repo. So currently the latest version is 1.14.5. Let's copy here. Press enter. So this will command my chart name is the Crossplane, and our namespace is the Crossplane hyphen system, and hyphen create hyphen namespace means if your namespace doesn't exist, it will create the namespace for you, and we are specifying the version of our Helm chart, and this is our repo which we have added. Okay. Now after installing the Helm chart, let's verify the pods are up and running, because if you go to the documentation of the Crossplane, so there will be the two pods. So there will be the two pods. It will be the one init container which will have your CRDs, and second will be the core container. Okay, so let's do kubectl get pods -n. Yeah, so all are in the running state. Once Crossplane is installed successfully, we can start with the going to the actual configuration of using it. So to use the Crossplane, we have to install the provider. So we are using, so for example, we are using the AWS, so we have to install the AWS provider. So if you go to this link, you can see that there are the many providers. You can see for the AWS, or you can see for the GCP as well. So we can do provider GCP. Okay, so you can see the GCP configuration. So for this demo, we are using for the AWS. Okay, let's search for the AWS. So before that, so there will be a credentials for the authentication with the AWS provider. Okay, so we need to create a Kubernetes secret which containing the AWS credentials. Okay, so I have created one IAM user. From there, I have created the permanent access, which will give you the access key and the secret key. Okay, so let's create the secret. So we will create one Kubernetes secret which will contain the AWS credentials. So let's copy this. Let's apply here. And if we do kubectl get secrets -n crossplane -system. Okay, so our secret has been successfully created. Then we need to create create the provider to create the bucket. So if we go to the provider, and if we search for the S3, we can go here. So you can see the manifest. If you click on the install manifest, it will give you the provider example. Okay, so if you go to the provider, you can see that already I have copied this YML. Let's do kubectl apply -f s3 provider YML. Now you can see the provider has been created. Okay, now we will create the, now after creation of the secret and the provider, we have to create the provider config. Okay, so we need to create this. If we go to the provider config, let's do kubectl apply -f. So after applying this YML, we need to verify that our providers and the pod, the CRDs are should be up and running. Okay, so let's do kubectl get providers. You can see that S3 provider has been installed, and be ensure that it should be true. Now do kubectl get pods -n crossplane system. Okay, we can see these are installed. Now do kubectl get CRDs, and we will grab AWS .io. Okay, so we can see that S3 CRDs and other buckets CRDs has been installed. Let's create the now we will now are ready to use the Crossplane. Okay, so we will create an S3 bucket. So let's go to the repo. Just click on here, copy the environment configuration. You can see already why I have. Okay, so let's do kubectl apply -f. You can see currently in my account there is no bucket called Ravindra-Crossplane-v1. If I refresh here, I can see that Ravindra-Crossplane-v1 has been successfully created. Now we will create the VPC in our AWS account using the Crossplane. So for to create the S3 bucket, we have install the provider, and we will do the same thing for to create the VPC. Let's go to the provider here, and this is the provider for our the VPC. You can see all the options you can create from this provider. Okay, let's click on the install manifest, copy this YML. Already I have copied in my local. Let's apply this provider. Yeah, and let's go to the VPC folder, and if you can see the vpc.yml file, here I'm creating one VPC, one elastic IP, one NAT gateway, one internet gateway, and two public subnet, two private subnets, and also we are creating the two route tables, one for the private subnet and second for the public subnets. Let's check whether our provider got healthy or not. Let's do kubectl get provider. It seems that currently it is not in the healthy state. So before applying the VPC viable configuration, we need to check that our provider should be healthy. So we will wait for a few seconds. Now let's check again. Yeah, it seems that our provider got healthy. Let's apply this. It will take few seconds to create the resources in your account, and we will check by logging to the console. Yeah, now let's go to the VPC, click here, let's refresh it. Now we can see that our VPC has got been created successfully, and from here we can see that four subnets got created, two route tables got created, and one internet gateway is created. And we can also filter out from here as well. For subnets, route table, we can also check the route subnet association. The net gateway is created, it is in a pending state, and it will take some few seconds to create it. And let's check for the internet gateway as well. Yeah, it has been attached. Now we are going to create the EC2 in the AWS account using the Crossplane. So already we have installed the provider at the time of the VPC. So if you go here and type, and if you click here, you can see that the provider is the same of the VPC. Now let's go to the instance. Let's type here. Let's click here, and you can see the respective field of the instance, that what are the specification we need to provide. So already I have prepared the YML. Let's go here and let's apply EC2.yml. So in this YML we are creating one security group rule, and one EC2 instance. Let's go back to our instance page. From here we can see that currently our instance is coming. Currently instance state is in a pending state. Let's copy the IP address and we will take the SSH of the server. We'll wait for the instance for the up and running. Let's see if the instance is up and running. Now you can see that we are able to access the instance. Thank you for watching my video. Please feel free to add your question in the comment section. Please like my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.